Hey guys, it's Anna, lead community manager for Grepolis. Can you imagine it's already 10 years of Grepolis? For this occasion, we brought to you 10 cool stories about the game.
Hi, I'm HENDRIK, one of the co-founders and CEO of InnoGames. And it's quite a long time that I've been together with Grepolis, so I can still a bit remember 10 years ago, after about 1 year of development, we worked through the night to fix the last known bugs. And then in the next morning, we started to release the first beta version of Grepolis to our German players. Got a lot of feedback, a lot of things we had to improve in the initial versions, but based on this, we went forward. And then also starting of 2010, we were able to launch Grepolis to our worldwide audience and got so many great feedback from our players and grew the game and become one of our most successful games in our whole company history.
Hello, I'm Thorsten. I'm the product manager for Grepolis and I've been with InnoGames for almost 10 years now. Over the years, we've had a lot of funny April Fool's jokes that we played on the community. But I remember one especially, I think it was 2012, where we had a little animation of a UFO and crop circles in the farm in Grepolis, and the UFO would fly over, do a little round, and then beam up farmers. And obviously it was just an animation. But we got a lot of support tickets actually and players discussing it in the forum because they were convinced that we would actually take away farmers. There was the wildest theories. One was that every hour 1% of your capacity would go down and that you could not build buildings at all when the UFO was there. And I remember the discussions went on for a long time afterwards.
Hey, my name is Justus. I joined the Grepolis team in 2011 and I just wanted to tell you like a little story how I got nearly fired in my first year working for InnoGames. Back then we had a little flaw in our admin tool where you could just add unlimited amounts of units to a town. Eventually we got the idea to let's just try that out and we had hundreds of thousands of units to some towns, put them all together in a huge setup and then just played the supporter world wars. And eventually when all the attacks arrived, there was a little problem that we didn't think about is that the servers couldn't handle it and they would just break down. We didn't only break the test server, which would have been kind of fine, but no, it also affected lots of live worlds that were sitting on the same machine that had so much trouble processing all our stuff. And then I thought, okay, that's not great. So eventually I would go through a lot of phases and become a developer for Grepolis to prevent such things happening in the future. And now I've been here for 8 years, developing with a great team and great colleagues, and I hope you also enjoy Grepolis as much as I do.
Hey everyone, my name is Richard. I'm a community manager for Grepolis. I've been a community manager since 2011, but I've been playing Grepolis since 2010. In late 2010, I actually met somebody online on Grepolis through the game. We were in the same alliance, and we got talking and we found that we had a lot in common, so we actually stopped playing so much together and just talked a lot. And eventually we decided to meet in person, so I traveled across to the United States and I stayed there for 3 months, which was really cool. And we got to know one another, and then eventually we got married, which was really cool. And that's one of the things I really love about Grepolis. It's about connecting people and making friendships and falling in love. So yeah, I hope you all love Grepolis just as much as I do.
Hey, I'm Marcel. I used to be a game designer at Grepolis. I remember back then how we looked at the UI of Grepolis and thought, we can do better. It felt heavy, it didn't provide the main game view with a lot of breathing space, and we also thought we can have a more fresh and more modern look. So we really started from scratch, thinking of all the elements there are in the interface and how we can group and arrange them so that the UI fits more for new players, but also for veterans, and how it leaves space for new additions to the game. What we did was, for instance, to have the city name and navigation to be a more central element that is more accessible. But also the overall navigation, how you switch from one game view to another, became a lot easier to understand.
Hi guys, I'm Bernard. I'm the game designer for Grepolis and I've been working at InnoGames for 2.5 years now. And the funny story is that during my application process to join the company, I started playing Grepolis, and just during the application period I got conquered not one time but 2 times. The third time that I actually joined the game from the beginning, it ended up that I joined the winning alliance and went up to win the world. So don't give up. Keep pushing and you'll be able to make it in Grepolis.
Hi, I'm Steffi, one of the former lead community managers of Grepolis. One of the things I've always enjoyed was the April Fool's jokes that we have prepared for all of our players. One of the funniest April Fool's jokes, though, was in 2011, when we had the Trojan Horse, a new unit in the game, and we were pretending that everybody could produce these units and use them in battles. And at some point, some players just photoshopped a battle report and actually photoshopped that unit into this report. And it looked so credible that the entire Grepolis team actually believed that something might be happening in the game. I mean, we introduced parts of the unit in the game, but not necessarily everywhere, because it wasn't supposed to be playable, but it was quite credible, and they actually fooled us for a moment there, so that was quite fun.
Hi, I'm Ben, and currently I'm the team lead in software development on Grepolis. By far the most interesting feature that I've had to implement in my time on Grepolis has been the Domination endgame, which we released last year. It was the first endgame to be brought to Grepolis since the World Wonders was released 7 years before that. This was a combat-focused endgame that the community had been screaming out for some time, and it was a challenging and interesting feature to implement, and the community absolutely loved it. And we saw that in both the forums, where everyone was talking about it long before it was released, and also in the numbers of participation and all the great feedback that we got from the community. I really enjoyed working on something that was so well received by the community, and we've got plans in place to bring out more new endgames in the future.
Hi, my name is Jordan. I used to be the lead community manager for Grepolis for 4 years. I started to work on Grepolis as a community manager for the French market before to take over the lead community manager role 1 year after. Grepolis is one of the reasons why I moved to Germany 9 years ago. I think with Grepolis we have done a lot of cool initiatives to involve you guys in the development of the game and get our development team closer to the community. For example, we set up a dev blog to give you regular updates on the development of the game. We have done videos with the development team telling you about the new features we were introducing in the game. Already 10 years the game has been running. It's unbelievable how much you guys have been active and contributing as well to the development of the game. We can really say that the game, how it is right now, today, is thanks to all of your efforts. We are very thankful for that. Keep on playing, keep on being active for the next 10 years.
Hi, I'm Jonas, and I used to work as a community manager for the German version of Grepolis between 2009 and 2011. From the start, Grepolis received regular updates with new improvements and new features, but none of them was as big as Grepolis 2.0. One of the highlights of Grepolis 2.0 were the World Wonders. I like this feature especially because everyone has to work together, and that is what Grepolis is all about. Moreover, we brought a new god to the game for the first time. When Grepolis started, there were only 4 gods, and it was not easy to add another god, but we thought it's really important because that's what's special about Grepolis. So we brought Hades. Hades is special because not only of his cool mythical creatures, but also there's a unique ability that you can use if you play with him. We also changed the visuals and the user interface. Now Grepolis can be played full screen, and it doesn't only give you a better overview over your town, but also over your surroundings on the world map. So it's way easier now to coordinate attacks and to see where all of your alliance mates are. Grepolis 2.0 was meant to be the basis for a game that would be popular for more than 10 years. And now we're here celebrating the 10th birthday of Grepolis. Happy birthday!
We hope you enjoyed those 10 cool stories. And one more thing, we would really want to thank all of you for playing Grepolis. Without you, we wouldn't be able to achieve this milestone. So, keep on playing!